The gentleman yields. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Moskowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that. First, let me say thank you to the FBI and the Department of Justice and law enforcement for catching the pipe bomber. By the way, the other side of the aisle came with videos showing the riot on January 6th. Keep showing those videos. We can sit here and let's watch a couple hours of that footage. I don't know why you think that helps you. Just reminds the American people what they saw with their eyes, thousands of people storming into a building, beating police officers. So, I mean, if we wanted the next hearing, Mr. Chairman, for like a documentary standpoint, like maybe we should watch all of the film from that day. I think that would be good. Also, it's a weird question to ask. Why wasn't the riot worse? Why didn't even more people go in? Why wasn't it even worse? We had a couple thousand. Why wasn't it 10,000? Why did some people decide not to break the law? It's a weird sort of thing to ask. Oh, and then we got Ray Epps. Love this. Ray Epps, okay? Ray Epps told us to do it. He told us to break the law and break windows and doors and beat police officers and hang Mike Pence and try to break onto the floor of the House of Representatives and wipe feces on the walls. We only did it because Ray Epps told us. How pathetic. Who are these lemmings that broke into the Capitol because Ray Epps told them to do it? By the way, if you go to Ray Epps' Wikipedia page, Ray Epps says he's an American wedding planner and Oath Keeper chapter president. #1 wedding planner to the Oath Keepers. I will say, weddings are a place that you give an oath. So that's totally fair. By the way, the head of the Oath Keepers is here with us in the audience. Stuart Rhodes is here today. It's not every day, of course. Not every day, of course, you get to meet someone who was convicted of seditious conspiracy against the United States. Hasn't happened in 30 years, of course. Sitting in the front row in the reserved section, which is controlled by my colleagues across the aisle. Not sure why he's here. I don't know if he's here to tell us about the Oath Keepers' secret handshake or what treehouse they meet in or whether girls are allowed in. I've always wondered that about the Oath Keepers. But yeah, he's here. I mean, I don't know. You have any questions, my colleagues across the aisle, for the head of the Oath Keepers that's sitting in the reserved section of this hearing? I mean, he wasn't pardoned. He's still convicted of seditious conspiracy. Something you guys say didn't happen, right? If there wasn't an insurrection, I don't know how you get convicted of seditious conspiracy. So, and then we got Mr. Speciale, who says, the reason we didn't catch the pipe bomber is because we were so focused on trying to catch Trump people, Trump supporters. Well, Mr. Speciale, breaking news, as it turns out, the pipe bomber is a Trump supporter. So you're right, they were focused on trying to catch people. Turns out, it's just that person, the person you're talking about. And so I went to your website because you mentioned it, Mr. Speciale, and you put on your website that January 6th should not be forgotten, like the Holocaust and 9/11. It's interesting that you chose those two events that also have terrible conspiracies about them, right? Like the Holocaust didn't happen or it wasn't as bad, or that 9/11 was done by the Jews or an inside job, right? It's interesting that you lump in this one with those. I find that fascinating. The Holocaust happened, Mr. Speciale?
That's an asinine question. Of course it did.
Okay. 9/11 happened?
Of course it did.
Was 9/11 done by the American government?
I don't believe so, no.
Was it done by the Israelis?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. 6 million people died in the Holocaust, right?
Yeah, I think that's the number.
Okay, so
I think it's actually worse than that when you think about all the consequences of all the soldiers and all the
tens of millions of people died in World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70 million actually, I think is the number of total people that died in World War II. But this was a conspiracy.
Yeah, and I think that's the frustrating part for me is that we've got Congressman Raskin up there smiling while he's watching videos of one of the biggest tragedies that our country has ever faced, and he's over there giggling about how, and you're saying we should watch it over and over again. We should watch it over and over again. We absolutely should, because I think that day, were it not for Donald Trump saying, thank you, everybody, go home, it could have been worse. And instead, he said, go home.
Reclaiming my time. Hold on, reclaiming my time. I love that. after the president told everyone to break the law, mid-law breaking.
He didn't tell everybody to break the law.
Mid-law breaking, he was like, okay, pull back.
He didn't tell everybody to break the law. He said, go there peacefully. The media distorted what he said.
Was that
they
peaceful?
edited the
Hold on.
clips.
Was it peaceful?
And then the January 6th committee distorted it for all the American people.
Hold on, Mr. Speciale.
So
was it peaceful?
The truth of the matter is,
Hold on, was it
Donald Trump
peaceful?
said,
Hold on, was it
go
peaceful?
home. You've
Was it
made your
peaceful?
point, and they did.
Was it peaceful?
No, it wasn't peaceful.
Okay. Hanging Mike Pence, not peaceful.
That's asinine. Of course not.
Okay, so it wasn't peaceful.
But I can explain better if you'd give me time. I would happily explain to you.
It wasn't peaceful because Ray Epps told people
No,
not
it
to be
wasn't peaceful because the body of the, I've made this analysis, I've made this analysis over and over again, and I think it's very important and it's lost on many people. The crowd of people that were there in attendance that day were a vast majority of them veterans and law enforcement, retired veterans and law enforcement. They were standing around, most of them, 99% were peaceful. And then the Capitol Police, I believe, panicked. I believe that they lost command and control in the Capitol Police, and they started CS gassing the crowd. Well, veterans are trained to do one thing and one thing only, and that is fight tyranny and fight injustice. That is what we're trained to do. So when the Capitol Police began CS gassing the crowd, the veterans and the law enforcement stepped forward to protect the crowd.
Yeah,
and that right there is called a black swan. It is what I warned of in October of 2020 to the FBI Domestic Terrorism Task Force. That's how these things happen all around the world. They happen in Iran, they happen in Syria, they happen in Saudi Arabia, they happen in Libya. That's how it's done.